Go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Cheryl, I need a sip of this coffee.
I need lots of good morning this coffee because we live in the Pacific Northwest and right outside our window, rain.
Yeah,
rain. Go away. Come back.
Surprisingly, though, I got here really fast.
You did.
I mean, what, 45 minutes?
How many miles away are you?
34 something.
34 something miles away. Yeah. But no, you did get here rather quick.
And there was a lot of radar out too for the rain. Usually radar's not out with the rain, but there was a lot.
Radar meaning the police people with the little...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Little... What is that?
Little radar guns. Speed guns, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
well, good. So we don't want to talk about getting any tickets on an episode. So that's good.
I have a headache today. I think I'm catching your
migraines.
What is it? Your optic migraine.
I'm having one right now. I'm having one right now, which is really weird.
I am too.
It's pretty trippy for those people that have never had one. It starts out really tiny. This little, it's like a kaleidoscope, looking through a kaleidoscope, and then it opens up and
I'm not having that, but
kaleidoscope, I'm on LSD, which I don't know what that is because I've never had it, but that's what people tell me. It's like a bad LSD.
Interesting. Are you okay?
Oh yeah. It's not fun to drive with those because it impairs your vision,
right?
Especially if it's in both eyes, but. As long as I'm not at night, I had it happen at night, and it's pretty freaky, and it was dark and rainy, so that
would be scary to drive like that.
Because where I was going, it was kind of
I laughed
dark.
so hard I cried. My eyes are
your
leaking.
makeup's okay?
My eyes are leaking. My eyes are leaking. Hey, this is a beautiful necklace.
Oh, thank you. So this is beautiful. If you can see it, Park Lane jewelry. My girlfriend Laura, she's one of my classmates. She had a wonderful. Online party.
Oh, really? It was online?
And so I'm more of a silver person, but this just spoke to me because I do wear a lot of black or accents too. Mm-hmm. And then this is don't look at the dry hands. Another
and the Band-Aids.
Oh, the Band-Aids.
Accentuate.
My dry skin right now. It's a beautiful piece, and it even has the little stuff on the side. So. This is beautiful, and I have another piece that's coming.
You know what might help
Park Lane. Let me know, and I can hook you up with Laura.
Okay. You know what might help you for the dry hands, like I've been using lately? My daughter got this cuticle oil, and because my
daughter got me some,
and I love that. I've been slathering it on 3 times a day. And
even not your cuticles, so it's like
and then you just rub it in, and it's
my daughter. So now my daughter's gonna be upset. I have not used it yet, so I got it for Christmas.
You gotta use it,
and so now I gotta have it out, knowing that it'll help that. I've just been.
I think it will.
I've been super busy running around. So anyway,
so what else was I gonna tell you?
I'm Cheryl. For you new people, this is Iris.
Yeah. Barely functioning today. I really do have a headache today, but I'm trudging on though because I feel like it's important. Oh, we're on episode 7.
Wait. We do what's hard. So this is part of challenge with my office, and so. And we always seem to do it's hard. We're
take it the hard way.
Not that we want to do it the hard way, but it's it's like you got to put in the hard work. And you've got to just smile when you want to cry sometimes. And she wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be up out of bed, because of our headaches.
Right.
But it's important to us, so that's
important.
You're important to us, so that's why we're here.
We are Coffee and a Podcast, and we're on episode 7. Yay! And it's a lot of homework, but so much fun. And I'm just finishing a book at home that was 625 pages, and you can better believe I'm counting every page, and I'm learning how to speed read. Because some things are so technical right over my head, I can't retain all that information. But some of the good parts are just amazing, and I don't know how people read books and not get transformed by them or affected.
I have to do audio. I can't. I don't have.
I know. But
I enjoy it. I mean, I do still have the books. I if it's a workbook, not to cut you off, one that I know that I need to reference back to, then I will buy the book and then listen to the audio because that works for me. But
I know a lot of people do audio. Audiobooks. I like to sit down and get into the whole thing and just absorb it. And I do absorb it.
I fall asleep reading.
It's hard. You do? Yeah, I used to, but now
really
I have like a system at home. It's like...
Oh, that's right. You've got your new
little stand I use.
And all of that. That's
I created like a job for myself. Just what I needed. More work.
More work. But we do it the hard way.
That's right. Yeah.
But the book, I won't say who you're going to be doing it on, but yeah, the person is fascinating.
Yeah, and super fascinating. And
super, super excited to hear about that one.
But right now, today we're going to do some other people or person. Well, it's a twofer today. It's two sisters.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing two sisters.
Yeah, this one briefly...
Is there anything else we want to talk about before we start?
No, just look at my cute little coffee mug. It's all little
cats
woofers.
And dogs? Oh, no, it's
no
cats.
No cats. It's all woofers.
Some of them
all puppies. Because just, they're characters. That one looks like a little guinea pig. But it's just fun. But no, I'm really excited to hear about.
Okay, so today
this double
twofer,
duo
like I said, a two-person story of inspiration. So, while I tell you this story, it has been pointed out to me that when we read and we learn, may not all be true about the people that we research.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's very true.
So, always disclaimers out there for us because we just go on what our sources tell us, and anyway, in this,
and hopefully our sources are 100% spot on.
They're usually not, though, but that's okay. I mean, that's how life is.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. But however, in the spirit of believing in the goodness of some humankind, I will choose to believe that these two were kind, and I hope you find their story speaks volumes about their characters. And like I said, disclaimers. Yeah. Our sources are aish.com from writer Dr. Yvette Alt-Miller, and Wikipedia, and books by Ida Cook.
There you go.
We followed.
She's one of the people.
Ida Cook. The two sisters are Ida and Louise.
Ida and Louise. Reminds me like Thelma and Louise.
And she wrote these two books. Ida did. These books are by her. We Followed Our Stars is a personal memoir and her love and passion for the opera, which led her and her sisters on this remarkable journey in life. And number 2 was The Bravest Voices, a memoir of two sisters' heroism during the Nazi era. Oh. And just to point out, that was a heavy-duty era, and we will be doing a lot.
There will be controversy.
There will be controversy, and there will also
opinions,
be more from that era. Not all at once, obviously. Right. We're going to, we skip around and do different people, but there's so many people to do that were heroic during that time. And
I agree. And it can't be forgotten because then we just repeat history.
Exactly.
So we need to take the bad. Yeah, acknowledge the bad, the uncomfortable things, and then just move forward and pick out all the wonderful, like this. From what I'm understanding, this is just wonderful, heroic sisters out of the tragedy.
And since I've read about them, I've learned of others, and I look forward to one day doing others as well. Okay, so without further ado, Mary Louise Cook was born 19th of June, 1901 in Sunderland, England. And she lived and passed away at the age of 89 in London, England in 27th March, 1991. So she lived to 89. She lived a long life. And her sister Ida was born 24th of August, 1904 in Sunderland, England, and passed away 22nd December, 1986 at the age of 82. They had a really good life. Ida Cook wrote under the pen name Mary Burchell and published 112 romance novels for Mills.
112?
Yeah, for Mills and Boon, later being republished by Harlequin. Yeah, she was.
She's the Harlequin girl.
No, she's one of them. One of the writers. No, there were several writers.
It was
a publishing company.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Girl.
There goes that mic. Did I just knock it off?
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Okay, so now that we have the timeline, let's talk about these amazing heroes. So just try to put yourself in that timeline in the 1940s. 1933 to 1940 something. This is when they were living this in London. In London, Louise was an office worker and Ida was a typist. They were very close sisters. They soon found a passion for traveling around to see operas. And that's pretty cool in itself.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they took to. They're like, let's go here and see an opera. It'd be like us going to see concerts.
Sure. Yeah.
And
that would
soon
be amazing.
they befriended opera singers, and then their heroism begins. Now, in today's world, we can't befriend them because they think we're groupies and fans. Stalkers.
Yeah.
But back then, it was more cordial. Everyone could talk to anyone. It wasn't like such a big deal. That's true. During this time, 1933 to 1945, the German Reich had descended upon Europe, and we all know this was such a horrible atrocity. Like, so much so. Like, there are things in history that should have never happened, and when I read other books, I read and I cry, and I think this should have never happened. No. This should have never happened. But anyway, it did.
But people have free will, so that's the unfortunate part that they do. Yeah.
On one occasion, the sisters were in Strasbourg for an opera, and one of their friends asked them to take a woman friend back in London to take her in. The sisters were delighted to and were surprised that the woman was a Jewish woman, and they didn't know much about Jewish people. Mm-hmm. The woman explained what life was like being Jewish in Austria.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Ida remembered what the turning point was, and this is what she said. We began to see things more clearly and to see them to our lasting benefit through the eyes of an ordinary devoted family like ourselves. By the time the full horror of what was happening in Germany and later in Austria reached the newspapers, the whole thing had become almost too fantastic for the ordinary mind to take in. Ida wrote this in her 1950 memoir, We Followed Our Stars. It took a war to make people understand what was happening in peacetime, and very many never understood it. To us, the case of the Frau Mayer Lisman was curious and shocking, but we did what I suppose most people would have done. We asked, where did they hope to go, and what could we do to help? It's pretty courageous for the two sisters. They were called spinsters, but I don't know.
Because they never married.
Because they chose not to get married or something.
But look at, if they wouldn't have, if they would have gotten married, they would have saved, might not have. They might have, but
they might have.
Not had the same impact. That was their destiny.
That's true. That was their destiny. Britain had restricted the amount of Jewish refugees it would take in and must have one British sponsorship and large sums of money. This seemed insurmountable to many people, and it was hard for these people trying to get safe passage out to come up with that kind of money.
Oh, yeah.
Moved by this woman's stories, Ida and Louise began sponsoring refugees. When the money ran out, they encouraged others to help, and then they got creative about how to do it, which we'll get to, When the word spread of these two women helping Jewish people in Austria and Germany, they were inundated with pleas for help. Louise took it upon herself to learn German to help when they met up with the refugees. Oh, which isn't so bad to learn another language.
No, that's always good to be bilingual.
They would travel to these places under the pretense of seeing the opera and would travel out of small ports to get away from the
smoke screen.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. They go into small places so that they wouldn't get caught as if they went through the main ports and channels.
Smart women.
But also befriending the head of the Berlin State Opera, Clemens Krauss, was instrumental in helping the escape of refugees. Clemens was thought to be a passionate Nazi, but was indeed not the case, as he helped many Jewish people escape. So they had an ally helping them.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. In London, Ida had attended the conference on what to do about helping the Jewish people escape. Her speech was compelling as she told of a man who was scheduled to go back to Buchenwald concentration camp and would most certainly die.
Yeah.
That was so sad. It was really hard to read a lot of this, without grieving for these people.
Oh, yeah, I've seen movies and it's just...
The secretary of the event called her and said she could not stop crying for 3 days, and her husband personally sponsored the man. When Ida and Louise had no more money to help, they started smuggling jewelry out of the Germany and Austria for Jewish refugees to pay for their sponsorship and passage.
Wow, I wonder how they got that.
That was really cool. Well, like some families did have jewelry, but they weren't allowed to take out their jewelry. The Jewish people were not allowed to take out their jewelry or any valuables. They were all confiscated. So Ida and Louise would...
They'd like steal it back?
No, the people would meet them at near the opera or wherever they would meet up and say, here's our jewelry, this is our family.
Oh, got
and
you.
then they would take it back and sell it and pay for their passage and their sponsorship.
Wow.
So it was amazing. So when they were worried about getting caught, they would put on an act like two nervous British spinsters, like the example with the pearls and how they put an expensive diamond on a normal shabby sweater. And even though it was risky and it was a risk worth taking for these two heroines, like, say for example, the pearls, one of the sisters had these beautiful expensive pearls on, and the guard was really questioning her, like, oh, you know, why do you have these? And she ran over to a mirror and said, what? Am I so ugly? I'm not allowed to have these beautiful pearls on me? And she acted crazy, which really worked. Sometimes acting a little off the wall can help. And then her sister had worn a shabby sweater and then put that expensive diamond on it and strolled right across because they would have not thought it was real because look at her sweater. She doesn't look like she's...
It's got to be fake.
It's got to be fake. So
smart women.
Very smart.
Wow.
The last person they rescued was a 25-year-old woman who was a photographer. She moved to America, to New York City, and whenever the ladies would visit, she would drive them around on tours of New York. They made their way over to New York to see operas. They were like devout fans.
They are all over the place, man. I know. I want to be in their suitcase.
I try to do that today.
Wow. That's
they
amazing.
had some time on their hands. I mean, who's got that kind of time?
It'd be cool to be able to find out how many people, because the bookkeeping probably.
What did I say?
The bookkeeping probably doesn't.
They saved 27 people in total, which is not much in retrospect.
It's somebody.
But this woman that they saved, she would drive them around, and they said she did not have to do this, but she felt eternally grateful that they saved her life.
Wow.
And it's true. 27 doesn't seem like a lot, and there are many people that smuggled many, many more. But I thought these women were extraordinary because they put on an act, and they did their best.
In
1964, they were honored by Righteous Among the Nations for rescuers of Jews.
Wow.
In 2010, they were posthumously honored Heroes of the Holocaust. They lived quite the life, and I hope you can read their books someday. So brave, so bold, and they were definitely amazing women. And as we tell more stories of people who are inspired, there will definitely be more to come out of the Nazi times. And that is true. So that was Ida and Louise Cook, and I did not get a chance to read their books, and her books, I'm sorry. I definitely didn't get a chance to read her romance books. There's 112 of those.
112 of those.
Her two books that are worth mentioning are We Followed Our Stars and The Bravest Voices, a memoir of two sisters, heroism during the Nazi era.
Wow. Even
so those
one
are my
person
two people today. That was very short on episode 7 here, but it's because I didn't read the book, because I should have ordered the books.
Well, it gives us an opportunity to talk about that too. Like you said, put yourself in their shoes.
Right. True.
And then trying to, me, I would have guilt written all over my face.
Me too.
So just to be able to try to befriend these people, the Germans and all of that, and then to think up how to distract them, to get them smuggled, to get them out, and it's
to act natural.
So courageous to be so selfless. So they're
they could have definitely been put to death.
Yeah, and they didn't think about themselves. They were thinking about the people and how can I help.
Yeah, and they went out and advocated for these people for sure.
Yeah, and then they could have gotten caught selling the jewelry.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
They didn't. It's a miracle that they didn't. They, like I said, they lived extraordinary lives. Wow. They were
too busy to have husbands.
You know, it's interesting as we do research on people. You know, sometimes I feel like we can't do everyone justice. You know, like, and there's people like that around us every day that do courageous things that we'll never get to meet. Right. And I wish that we could, because it's like, wow, that's so, like you said, selfless and courageous, and
they put themselves out there. That's, it would be, I mean, like, I know we've talked about this before, but like if you could go back and meet any of these people, what would be your top 5 pick? I mean, there's so many, so it's really hard. It's so hard. Yeah. I mean, some of them, like Einstein, I wouldn't be able to talk to because I just feel his intellect is on just a whole different level, but I'd love to get to know him and see how he ticks, you know what I mean? And,
right.
There's just so many people, but I didn't know if you had a couple favorites that you would like to go back and meet.
I don't know. Who would my favorites be? That's a tough one.
It is. There's so many great people that have come and gone.
I know. So many. And there's so many out there too. I was reading.
Or even that are still with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That are incredible.
I want to go meet Branson now that you've talked about.
Richard Branson.
Yeah. Now you've talked about him.
I would definitely. I wouldn't mind meeting him. I wish I could have met Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Because of the.
Oh my gosh.
Because he embodies, I'm reading his book right now, and it embodies the true spirit of selflessness and what he did for his people. And people may not see it; they might look at him as a martyr, but I think he was more than that. He was a freedom fighter and a really courageous human, and his family as well.
Yeah, like the woman that put herself in front of that tractor, the big tank, and I mean, just these people that put themselves on the back burner, and it's all out there for
and overcoming obstacles, and looking at, I hope that we can look at the positive side. It's difficult. It's difficult for even us to look at the positive side of things. In fact, I'll riff on some quotes.
Before you go there, I just wanted to point out that you brought up a great point with these two, that everybody seems to think, or they just maybe I'm not putting that in the right preference, but people migrating. This happens. This happens. This has been happening for centuries,
forever,
where people have been buying to get over to another life.
Sure.
And a lot of people, it just seems like they're like, oh, this is new, like all these people are trying to come here, and we've had this forever
because people have taken over other countries,
it's going to continue.
I will definitely get into in some other stories and how horrific that was. It was like almost like it shouldn't have happened. It's like a movie. Just like it's too surreal. Like it really, this whole Nazi regime should never have happened. I mean,
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about it being Germany. We're talking about it being an act. When you take everything out of it, it's an act against people.
It is.
Humanity. So that's, I wish more people, because my heritage is part of that. But I would never embody that because that's not who I am. That's not what I embody. But it's
it is like in certain scenario. Well, and today it astounds me the amount of hate out there with the world, with people of Jewish, birth, and it's like, really? I mean, people, or whatever they're born,
exactly. It's like, come on, quit hating.
Quit hating. It's like fear.
That's
like
your 100%
drives these people. And I'm just gonna say it. I mean, have you ever, the majority of the people who create war are men. Like, why? Why are all these men so afraid that they have to control?
Now, please don't hate on us. It just seems to be the natural way it goes. There could be women out there that,
I'm sure there are,
but they haven't been in history. to the point
they
that
are,
no, not to the point that men have. So
they're just more famous. The men are more dominant.
The more men are more dominant.
Because there are some women who've been a little crazy and
absolutely
done some of that crazy stuff. But in general, when you think about our politics now in the world, it's like there's always some dude out there, you know,
right. Or that have been glorified. We'll just put it that way, because there probably is. That's why we're doing this. There's so many things out there that we uncover, or we will uncover, that there could be more on the feminine side that we just don't know, and they're not. It's just the way media plays things. Again, everybody's got the right to their opinion.
That's right.
Please, no hate. You have a right to your comments.
That's right. But we're just reading the stories and telling the stories about the people
and what
that
we're
were
seeing.
Heroic. Exactly. And hopefully they were good people. Because someone said to me, well, maybe they weren't good people. How do you know? And I'm like, you're right. I don't know, but I'm going on blind faith here.
Exactly.
Hoping that these two women were good people and they had good intentions and they did save people. And
to me, that's heroic. Anytime you put yourself aside and you're thinking of other people and you're trying to help them, I mean, that just makes you want to cry. So that's something wonderful, positive, and I can't wait. I interrupted her. Sorry. She always has the best little quotes, but
I'm glad you elaborated on that. No, I'm such a headache. I'm just like, wow.
Two headaches make one brain. So
I'm seeing your optical things in my head.
Mine are gone for the moment. So
I think you gave them to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, okay, so but and I didn't mean all. I'm not a man. I let me clarify that. I don't think that all men create war. No. But I think that it's just that the majority of leaders are men, and that's all. Just falls into natural
fact.
place.
It's just fact, and so
it's not like my personal opinion. I think that it's the laws of nature of the majority of the leaders are
up to this point have been, at least in what we've seen.
Right.
Yeah. What do you got for us? And who are you from?
This one,
pretty patriotic.
I know how to say that. Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. This was a quote from Rumi, and it is a beautiful.
It would be better on your
you might not
video,
see it.
But it's a beautiful rays coming down onto the water, and that's a boat, I presume. But the clouds, it's just very mystic, very beautiful.
And what Rumi said, which is really profound, the wound is the place where the light enters you.
Repeat that?
The wound is the place where the light enters you.
Oh, wow. That's going to make me cry. That's very deep.
It is deep.
That's very deep.
So wherever you're you're feeling wounded, that's where light can enter you. If we let it. I mean, or if, it happens when sometimes we're not expecting it to.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
And I love this one because this makes so much sense to me. This is from Positive Energy _
I love the Positive Energy ones.
I do too. And I did try. This is from a quote from Susan. Can you see that?
I can try.
I should bring our.
I know they make them so like Susan Gale. No, Gale. Susan Gale.
All right. Better not. Those must be strong.
These are they're computer cheaters.
Yeah.
So $30, but
what's the strength on
1.5.
Oh, yours are so much better. Oh my God, I'm going to get some of those. These are 1.5.
These are great. So just going to riff on that for a second. They have the nice computer glazing on them. So if you're on the computer a lot, like I am,
are those
like $25. No, you can get these. The company is usually tech. These ones are, these ones are tech.
Yeah, these are dollar store, and I can't. You're right. With those, I could see on the
these are great. They're worth spending the $24.99.
Yeah.
I have two pair because I just love them. My eyes are super sensitive.
My dollar store ones aren't cutting it anymore.
No, I'll have to get you one for a present. Anyway, go ahead.
As long as you feel pain, you're still alive. As long as you make mistakes, you're still human. As long as you keep trying, there's still hope.
Hope. Love that one.
I mean,
can you read it again?
We don't
I love
see
it so
that.
Much. Can you read it again?
Yeah, but we don't see it when we're in the middle of it. We just don't see it. As long as you feel pain, you're still alive.
True.
Yes. As long as you make mistakes.
Yeah. Sorry.
As long as you make mistakes, you're still human. It's good to be human.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as you keep trying, there's still hope. Yeah, hope.
I love the last one.
Hope is what we hope.
Doing the hard stuff.
Yeah, doing the hard stuff. We all need hope because there are days, like when life deals us blows that are hard to find hope.
My hope reservoir is way low. And I'm like, where is my hope?
So if you have any hope stories for us, you can email us at...
We haven't had any emails yet, so come on, people.
Oh, we might have. She hasn't checked it.
Well, not for the last couple days because, we had
coffeeandapodcast
3 at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
And the word "and" is spelled out. So coffeeandapodcast 3 at gmail.com.
Oh, I said it all backwards today. Forgive me.
No, what'd you say?
I don't know.
I thought we heard it.
I don't think I said it that way. Anyway,
that's okay.
Anything else we have to talk about? Yeah, I do need some more coffee.
No.
And I had I feel like I said, I wish I could do these people more justice sometimes, but I give what I have, and that's it. But
No, I like the fact what I pull out of your story, even though you're saying, oh, it was small, and it's important because, again, it's saying these 2 people, they saved 27 lives. And then if those people had children,
and that does,
So it multiplies. So it may be a small story, but not small acts. Everyone is, worth saving.
That's right.
Unless they're haters.
Well, there's a gentleman I want to research on that you brought that up, that was surprised by family like that. Like, he was still alive. He saved a lot of people from the Nazi era. And
there's a gentleman,
there's so many people.
There's a gal that would smuggle babies into her, I can't remember her name. Oh. She would, I'll have to find that one. She would smuggle the babies out in a nurse bag.
Yeah.
And that's how she got a lot of the children out during that horrific time. And she had a dog with her. That's what I remember. I gotta remember her name. I do remember that she had a dog with her because, babies cry, babies make noise. Right. And so the dog was trained that when that would start happening, the dog would start barking.
Oh, God.
No, I'm serious.
Fascinating.
And this woman, she was right there with the, working right alongside the Nazi teams.
Wow.
And the officers and all that. Because she was spared. I want to think that she also played the violin, and I might be getting 2 people mixed up. But she had a skill. She had a skill, and so she, being a nurse, she was Jewish, so she was spared because she was very, very valuable. And then she went on, and it just gives me chills. She saved all these children.
That's so remarkable.
Because that's the saddest thing. Children that are born, they're born of pure heart. Yeah. They're not born of any of the things that we get.
That we think is important to find.
Or we could be fed it, and then once we learn the truth, we're like, what? I was fed some bullshit all this time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's because it's one person's opinion.
Right.
That's why I love that you always talk about do your facts. Check, be a fact checker. My brother would say that too. Before you start spitting stuff out, because you could be regurgitating garbage that is totally false and then stirs people up unnecessarily. So no, that's why I'm glad that you highlighted on these, because it just shows that 2 single people can make a huge impact, and that's I think so important.
True.
So thank you. Yay! And it was 2 sisters.
Yep.
Sisterly love. Okay. So, that's all I have for now.
Okay, me too.
And then, thank you for the quotes. I let her do the quotes because she always has this knack of finding the most wonderful quotes at the time. Yeah. And if you guys have any quotes, send them our way, one of your favorites. If you have any stories you'd like to share, any personal stories of yourself, please do share that.
We'll be happy to read them.
Yeah, let her and subscribe, follow us. Let us know how we're doing.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we love what we're doing.
Her energy today.
And
she's got such fantastic energy.
It's called caffeine. Anyway, no. So we love what we're doing. We love to be able to connect with you guys, and we just want to make it better. And there you go. So
thank you.
Go make it a great week next
week.
And
be kind to people because you don't know what they're going through.
Oh, amen. I was having a meltdown last week. So if any with internet issues, so sorry in advance.
Not our friend.
So no. So just you're 100% correct. Spot on. You don't know what people are going through. Mm-hmm. So if they cut you off, that's what I try to do. I try to invent some kind of story.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they were, whatever, late to an interview or late for a date or had to get to the hospital.
They must be in a bigger hurry than I am.
Didn't see me. Try to keep my blood pressure down.
Take a deep breath.
So, exactly. So, on that great note, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ciao for now. Thank you, Iris.
Bye.
Bye.